This is a group meditation on the 24th of January, broadcasting from Los Angeles, where it's only about 5 degrees this morning. One of the coldest mornings of the year here. And we're going to be in a cold and wet weather pattern for a few days, which is good news because it has been so warm and dry for so long that there was actually forest fires here last week in January. So they weren't big, but there were 2 or 3. So welcome everyone, and today's topic is unity. And as I was saying to people when they were coming in earlier, this is not the unity that politicians preach about. That's not unity, that's conformity. They want everybody believing the way they want you to believe. Same with the mainstream media, the propaganda. Every country in the world has propaganda. It's lower human nature to give people what you want them to hear because you want them to believe a certain way, and you want everybody believing that Big Daddy government's going to save us, or the church is going to save us, or some guru is going to save us, or some financial policy is going to save us. So that's propaganda, that is conformity. It's a third density quality. So when you hear people like Joe Biden talking about unity, just put the word conformity in that sentence every time he says the word unity. Or Merkel, or, whoever. And so, welcome to a meditation on unity. And unity is a fifth density quality. It is recognition that we are one being expressing through billions of individual life forms. Let me repeat that, even though I know most of you, this is review, but in case you haven't heard it expressed like this, unity is the recognition that there is one being expressing through billions of life forms. Now, you say, well, I'm an individual. I don't believe everything that everyone else believes. I have my own little reality. Well, you have your own little perception. Let's call it perception. Your unique combination of beliefs, experiences, prejudices, conditioning, programming. We all have a unique sense of self. But it's not who we are. That's the human ego, the human personality. And everyone has one. So there's nobody that doesn't have an ego. Maybe your ego is really small. Maybe your awareness is out here and your ego is like this. That's possible. But the ego believes we're all different, believes we're all separate. So today's meditation is going to focus on our one being. And we're going to look at a few practical things, like from our one being, how do we want to create our experience on earth? Because if we are unified, if we are in unity, it's possible to create on a scale that is way beyond what we've experienced so far in our earthly incarnations. So we're not going to put limits on what we can create when we're unified, because there are no limits on what we can create when we're unified. So that's a lofty goal, to get to that place where we are creating from our higher consciousness, our higher self, our higher levels of being, our I am presence, our God presence, whatever you want to call it, soul, oversoul, monad, God levels, or what I call levels 7 through 12 of our being in the soul integration materials. So, with that preface, I think we're all pretty much here now. So let's begin the meditation. So we're going to begin with some slow, deep breaths. Full, deep inhales, relaxed exhales. So just take a moment to focus on your breath and review the safety statements that are given in Timeline Healing. I'll review them also. It's okay to review. At all times during this meditation, you are in control. You can accept or reject anything I say. You'll be entering a theta brainwave state, a highly powerful and creative state, and you'll be able to remain awake and aware while in this theta brainwave state, sensitive to your thoughts and feelings, and able to respond to anything that requires your attention. You'll be able to use only the information that is for your benefit and the benefit of others. If something doesn't resonate with you, it'll just pass right on through you with no effect on you or anyone else. So you're only going to use the information that feels really good to you, feels really right to you. And we're going to come from the premise that we are all powerful, creative, spiritual beings expressing a unique perspective of our one being, which is God, our Creator, that created us in His or her image and likeness, its image and likeness. It's both gender and beyond gender. This nameless, faceless, beyond description, beyond belief, beyond perception entity we call God, or presence we call God, reality we call God. So our intention during this meditation is to enter unity consciousness, to enter that awareness that there is one being, not just an idea or a concept. Oh, that's so nice. What a pretty idea that we're all one. E pluribus unum, it says on the U.S. currency, which means the many are one, is the Latin translation of that. The many are one. So it's a nice, beautiful words. It's on the currency of the United States. But let's go beyond the words. Let's go beyond the idea. Let's have a direct experience of oneness, of unity today. So that's our intention for this meditation. So let's continue to breathe and relax, as we remind ourselves that we'll be able to fully recall everything that we experienced during this meditation, and we will only use it for our benefit and the benefit of others. So imagine that there's a stairway in front of you going down, and with each descending step, you're going deeper and deeper into meditation. Going down, going deeper, staying awake and aware, staying aware of every thought and feeling that drifts through your consciousness. If you start thinking about something that's not here and now, just gently bring yourself back to the here and now. Do it gently, because if you fight with your mind, you're going to get lost in your thoughts, lost in your feelings. So just observe your thoughts and feelings as you go down the stairway. And with the next breath, let go of all remaining stress and tension. Just let it drift out through your hands, your feet, the base of your spine. And now we're reaching the bottom of the stairway, and in front of you is the tunnel and the doorway. So decide which one you're going to use, and begin walking to the light that's at the end of the tunnel or beyond the doorway. And now you're entering the light, and you find yourself in your favorite place in nature. Take a moment to really connect with your favorite place. Hear the sounds, smell the fragrance, feel the earth under your feet. Look at all the bright colors of nature. take a moment to just appreciate the unity in nature. Yes, there's competition for food. Some animals fight or kill each other. That's true. There's a lower dimension to nature. But there's also a sense of cooperation. One tree is not jealous of another tree because its leaves are brighter green or the tree's a little taller or something like that. No, they're accepting who they are as trees. And yes, sometimes they compete for sunlight or root space in the ground, but they're one. Within that competition, there's oneness. So let's tune in to the oneness of nature in our favorite place. So just take some deep breaths and ask the trees, the plants, the sea, the beach if you're at the sea, any streams of water if there's streams of water in your favorite place, and insects if maybe there's butterflies there, maybe there's dragonflies, the wind, the sun, the clouds, the mountains if there's mountains around your favorite place. Just allow yourself to become one with your favorite place. You are your favorite place in nature. And now it's time to meet your higher self, the humanoid version of your higher self. Remind yourself that your higher self is not humanoid, but the subconscious mind needs an anchor, so that's why we imagine your higher self is humanoid. So go ahead and see your higher self in front of you, make eye contact. Imagine you can merge with your higher self. Feel the depths of wisdom in your higher self. Remind yourself that your higher self knows everything about you, knows exactly what you need for the next step on your soul path, and has the answers to any questions that may arise. And you can ask your higher self questions at any time and receive clear and accurate answers. Give your higher self a big hug if you have not already done so. And behind your higher self is the time machine. So go ahead and walk up the steps and enter the time machine. And find your comfortable chair. Your higher self goes to the control panel, preparing the ship for departure. So we're going to discuss where we're going today in the time machine. And basically we're going to go about 1,000 kilometers above our planet. From 1,000 kilometers above the planet, the Earth is big and round, or looks semi-round. It's not a perfect sphere. It's an obloidal shape, which means it's bulging in the middle. So it's the distance from one side to the other at the equator is larger than the distance between the poles. So if you remember your Earth geography class from high school or college, you'll recall that it's something like 7,900 miles. I don't know what that is in kilometers from pole to pole, and something like 8,000 miles from left to right along the equator in diameter. So it's a good 100 to 200 miles wider or fatter at the equator than it is at the poles. So just notice the shape of the Earth and allow yourself now to rise up into the atmosphere of Earth until the Earth comes into view in your viewport. If you're not already there, if you're waiting for the ship to start, then go ahead now and feel the ship coming into position about 1,000 kilometers above the Earth. And you can choose whatever country or continent you wish to be directly below you. Maybe your own country where you're physically located would be good at this point. So if you're located in Eastern Europe, maybe you see Eastern Europe down below you with swirling white clouds over parts of Eastern Europe. If you're in the West, go ahead and see if there's swirling clouds over the part of the West where you live, or whether you can see it directly from where you are. It might look a kind of green or brownish, or if it's nighttime where you are, maybe you see the lights of cities. And just observe and tune in to your being and feel a flash of golden light pouring into your being. Feel a shimmering of electricity moving through your cells, and know that you are now in your meditative light body. And let's go ahead and overlay our etheric crystal light body and the etheric realm, or what we call fifth dimensional realm. We're going to overlay that now over the earth, over our surroundings. So we are simultaneously in the lower 4 dimensions and the etheric realm, which is the 5th dimension. So we're in all 12 dimensions simultaneously, but we're aware of 5 dimensions. As we look through the viewport at the earth, we see it shimmering and sparkling. We see the etheric earth and the physical earth together, merged as one in our vision. So the etheric earth looks similar to the physical earth, but it's brighter, more vivid, more sparkly. And the stars are brighter. And everything is just super crystal clear and feels crystal clear, as well as looking crystal clear. So we're looking at our etheric earth, and we're also looking at our physical earth, the lower 4 dimensions of earth at the same time. So take some more deep breaths as you acclimate to your crystal light body, the body that can telepath, can do miraculous healing, can float through solid objects, can speed up time, slow it down, and stop time. And so just be aware now of your meditative light body. And we're going to start going around the earth now, unifying the consciousness of the people on earth, the maximum amount we're allowed to do without violating free will, without creating time paradoxes. So we're going to see the truth about every soul on earth, every life form on earth. We are going to look directly with no distortion of perception. True perception, as it says in A Course in Miracles, or what they call the real world, which is the world without the distortions of the ego. It is the seeing of the oneness. If you're not real clairvoyant, then just feel the oneness of earth as you imagine looking out at the earth. Do the best you can to see the oneness, but also feel it and hear it. It sounds like what's called the music of the spheres. It has a humming sound, but it's more than a humming. It's like thousands of angels singing in the middle ranges of songs, the tenor and alto ranges, among other things. That's just one interpretation of how unity sounds. So imagine everyone is singing together, chanting together, toning together, being together. And now let's go down to your location, physical body location on earth, whatever country you're in at the moment, or province or state or island, wherever you are. And let's magnify that particular location. And we'll keep magnifying it until you can see the town or village or city or country rural setting that you're in, if you're not in a town or city. and see that location now coming into view. And now you can see your individual house or apartment coming into view. And there's your physical body meditating as you zoom in on the physical body. And notice if there's other people sharing the house or apartment with you, just observe them going about doing whatever they're doing. And if there's neighbors, just observe them doing whatever they're doing. We're not reacting to anything we see. We're not interpreting anything we see. We're not trying to make sense of anything. We are in pure observation. We are observing what's taking place in the area around your physical body on earth. But we're looking from our perception in the higher realms, looking down on the body, looking down on what's taking place. And let's see the fifth density etheric light body of every person who's in your neighborhood, who's in your household, your neighborhood, your village, your community. As you're observing everybody doing whatever they're doing, whether they're in their homes, whether they're taking a walk, walking their dog, playing with their children, watching the internet, watching the television, having a conversation on the porch, if it's warm enough to be out on the porch. Whatever they're doing, just observe their meditative light bodies, their etheric crystal light bodies, merged with their physical bodies. So they're bright, they're vivid, they're shimmering, they're sparkling as they go about their earthly activities. So just notice this fifth density component of each life form on earth. The dogs and the cats too, they have etheric forms as well. So notice your etheric dog or cat or bird or other pet that you may have, and the birds outside the window of the house or in the trees, any wild animals, squirrels or rabbits or raccoons or foxes, wolves, whatever wild animals are in the area where you live. Notice their etheric light bodies also as they're moving through the forest or moving through the fields, that they have an etheric light body as well. And now we're going to jump up to the next level, which is level 6, the causal planes. So we're going to once again activate the brilliant golden light, and we're going to feel it surging through our bodies. And we're going to now see beautiful geometric colors and patterns in all of creation is full of energy, and you can actually see the energy from the causal planes. Everything is crystalline and geometric, and there's beautiful geometric patterns. And you become aware of your Merkaba or Merkaba, vehicle of light that surrounds the physical body. And everyone has a Merkaba, a causal body geometric pattern of light that surrounds the etheric crystal light body, which is your level 5 self. So now you have the 5th and 6th density version of yourself looking out at your beautiful planet, which is immersed in a sea of swirling geometric energy patterns. And as you look at the earth, you can see the fairies, the devas, the gnomes, the sylphs, the various nature spirits are now visible to you. You can see various extraterrestrials that vibrate at level 6 that are associated with Earth. You can see the astral, etheric, and causal plane beings that are associated with the Earth. And you realize there's a lot more life than just the human beings. And you can see all of them now from your causal body perspective. So the people around your physical body on earth, now you can see their causal bodies, their Merkabas, however you want to pronounce it. You can see the geometric patterns surrounding each human being. You see the aura and chakras, which is a part of the 5th density etheric crystal light body, and you see the Merkaba, which is part of the 6th density causal body, around each creature, each life form on earth. So it's a beautiful scene. It's full of color and light, patterns. Don't worry how well you can visualize it. Allow yourself to visualize it. Don't try too hard to see it. Just let it come to you. This beautiful causal plane of the earth. And now we're going to go one more level to level 7, which is the soul plane. And this is where duality ceases entirely and you have complete unity. Unity begins at level 5, but it culminates, it manifests totally at level 7, the soul plane. So don't try too hard to imagine what the soul plane looks like. But it basically, the earth herself is a being of light called the goddess Gaia. And now you're aware of Gaia, the goddess. As you tune in to level 7 of the earth, the being herself, Gaia, a conscious living being, and every atom, cell, and molecule of the earth is part of this conscious being. So you can literally feel, see, hear, and know Earth as a living, conscious being. And all of the life forms on her surface are part of her. They are part of Gaia. So just tune in now to Gaia, which includes everything on the earth. The atmosphere, the clouds, the rain, the snow, the buildings, the stones, the minerals, the plants, the animals, the humans, the nature spirits, the astral entities, the etheric beings, the causal beings. All beings on earth, all beings are part of Gaia. One being known as Gaia, which is 7th density earth. And you're in your 7th density self, so you feel merged with everyone on earth, every single life form on earth, and the earth herself. You are merged with everyone. You are one with everyone. So just feel what that oneness feels like. One being, known as the goddess Gaia, which includes all human beings and all extraterrestrials, all life forms. One. And just simultaneously, right now, at this very moment, you can become one with every life form on earth. So let's do that right now. Don't let your ego tell you you can't do this. Just do it. So breathe and do it. Become one with every life form on earth. We don't care about their personal life, their ego, their power trips, their fears, their hopes, their dreams, their desires. No, none of that is relevant. What's relevant is one being, one creation, one consciousness. And we're going to feel that right now. We're going to experience that directly right now, this one being. And at the same time, you are aware of the lower levels of each life form, but there's still one. There's still one being with what look like divisions or demarcations or lines drawn between energy patterns, geometric energy forms, one form kind of blending and merging with the other forms, but also distinct at the same time. So you see the geometric shape of each life form with unique variety of colors and patterns. No two snowflakes are exactly alike. No two humans are exactly alike. Each one has a unique pattern of geometric energy. So go ahead and notice this geometric pattern of energy in each life form on Earth. It's a paradox. There's only one, but there's billions of varieties within that one. So we're aware that it's one being we're looking at and experiencing, and we're aware of the multitude of geometric patterns and forms. So continue to breathe deeply as you feel every life form on Earth is inside you. And you are inside every life form on Earth. It works both ways. You are inside every life form on Earth, and every life form on Earth is inside you. We're at level 7. We're unaffected by the personalities or egos of human beings, so don't worry about, oh, I'm one with a terrorist, I'm one with a rapist, a murderer. No, don't worry about that. That's irrelevant when you're at level 7. It has no effect at level 7. That's the story, that's the drama taking place on Earth. We're not at that level. We are at the level of oneness right now. We are feeling the oneness of all creation on Earth. And let's not stop with Earth. Let's go to the higher realms beyond Earth. Let's recognize that the solar system is one. And our galaxy is one. And the billions of galaxies in the universe are one. And other universes are one. And all of creation is one. So we're just expanding now to include all of creation as one being, expressing through trillions of stars, planets, nebulas, comets, asteroids, clusters, plasma injections, atoms, molecules, subatomic particles, elements. But it's all one being, expressing through different forms of energy. Electromagnetism, gravity, nuclear forces. It's all one being. So let's feel our oneness with all of creation. It's all happening right now. Those galaxies are spinning right now. Those stars are going supernova right now, or they're cooling to form solid or gaseous bodies right now. Solid planets, gaseous planets. All of this taking place right now. So just breathe and just take it all in. And silence your ego. If your ego says, oh, I can't do this, this is too much. Peace. Be still. And now return to your oneness. Okay. So now that we've gone all the way out, we're going to gradually start coming back in and to the more specific aspects of life. So we're going to shrink our consciousness a little bit now so that we're not focused on the entire creation. We're just focused on our corner of the galaxy. So coming back down, galactic level, solar system level, back to the planetary level. And once again, let's come back now to your individual location on Earth. And let's just give a healing to the lower selves of all the human beings. We'll just start with the human beings. Let's just give a healing to the lower selves of the human beings on earth. The parts that are forms, whether it's racial prejudice, discrimination, superiority, arrogance, oppression, manipulation, control, whatever form that perception of separation takes, we're going to give it a healing. We don't care what the form is. We're going to give it a healing. Whether it's taking the form of a terrorist, murderer, or rapist, doesn't matter. We're going to give it a healing. We're going to give all of the politicians a healing. We're going to give all of the church leaders a healing, all of the scientists, all of the medical people, all of the financial people, all of the bankers, all of the secret societies, all of the so-called deep state, dark cabal, Illuminati, all of the different dramas that are going on earth between egos, between separated selves, personalities who believe they're separate, who are not really separate but seem to be separate. All of the drama, we're going to give a healing to it. It's illusion. It's not real because it's just, well, it's only real if you believe it's real. As soon as you take the belief away, it's gone. All you have is the unity that we just experienced. That's all that's actually real, is the unity. All of the creation is happening now in unity. But people are hypnotized into believing they're separate. So we're going to give a healing to the belief in separation on the earth. To all the human beings and other life forms that believe they're separate, that are identified with the material form or the personality, the ego, the mind, the emotions, all the human beings and other life forms that are identified with those levels, that think that's who they are. I'm a body, I'm a mind, I'm a personality, I'm a little human being trying to survive on planet Earth. All of that needs healing. So we're going to give all of that a healing right now. We're just going to pour this healing into every creature on earth, as well as the rocks and minerals and the plants and the animals and the nature spirits and the astral entities and the extraterrestrials and all of the other forms of life associated with the earth. All 7 levels of life on earth are getting this healing. Well, all 6 levels that believe in separation and level 7 that knows that they're one. We're just going to include everyone. So continue to breathe as this beautiful unity energy moves through every life form on earth. Feeling unity, feeling oneness, knowing there's only one being, and honoring and respecting the individuality within the unity, the e pluribus unum. Again, appreciating the paradox of that reality, that there's individual expressions of oneness, of unity, and respecting the individual expressions of unity, and healing any negative perceptions at the same time. The belief that there are enemies, that there are dark forces who want to control and enslave us. Let's heal those beliefs right now. Let's not let those beliefs continue, because if they continue, they become reality. And pretty soon everybody's a slave with ball and chain on their feet as they're walking around, bars on the windows, figuratively or literally. in some cases. Everybody locked up in prison for their beliefs, their thoughts. Oh, you didn't wear a mask, you have to go to jail. Whatever it is. We're going to heal those beliefs today. We're not going to wait. Those beliefs are part of the belief in separation. Oh, some part of me can oppose me and hurt me. That's insanity. Let's call it what it is. It's insanity to believe that a part of you can split itself off from you and become your enemy and enslave you and hurt you and shoot you and lock you up and force you to do something against your will. Let's look directly at the problem and let's heal the problem right now. So take a deep breath. We're going to put our higher self, levels 7 through 12, we're going to bring in our higher self and we're going to radiate our higher self into those belief systems, into those distorted perceptions that we are a helpless little human being that can be controlled by other human beings or astral entities or negative extraterrestrials or whoever it is. So we're going to shine our higher self light into those beliefs right now and dissolve them. The belief that we are a separate entity, that we are a miserable, helpless little pawn in the chess game of life, that some banker or cabal member is controlling, or whatever the belief is. We're going to just heal that right now. We're going to put our higher self into that belief and we're going to dissolve that belief totally and completely, permanently, and then return to our awareness of our unity. We are one being. We are one being. We are one being. And so we're just going to stay in our oneness now as we finish healing those aspects of our oneness that believe in separation, that believe that they are a body or a mind or a personality or an emotional whatever. All of those beliefs now being healed by our higher selves as we radiate our one higher self into the one being that is manifesting as lower selves. So continue to breathe. And we're going to now declare all is healed, blessed, and forgiven, healed, blessed, and forgiven, healed, blessed, and forgiven. And we're going to seal the space so that none of the belief in separation carries forth into the future. In the name of Almighty Father, Mother, God, so be it, and so it is. And now we're looking down on the earth from 1,000 kilometers up above the earth, and we see the entire earth bathed in God's golden, radiant, loving light. One planet, one being, one life form. Beloved Goddess Gaia, we're just going to thank our beloved Goddess Gaia for being who she is, for being a beautiful jewel in the heavens. And we're just going to feel her within us, and we are within her one more time before we come out of meditation. We're just going to feel we are the Goddess Gaia. We are the earth. And we are the creation. And now it's time to slowly return from this meditation. We're going to descend into the atmosphere of earth. You're in your comfortable chair in the time machine. And we're going to see way down below us this beautiful place in nature where we began our journey. Continue to breathe now as the ship touches down lightly in your favorite place, getting up from your comfortable chair, thanking your higher self for a wonderful journey. And now you're walking back down the stairway into your favorite place in nature. Once again, noticing the sights and sounds and smells of this beautiful place. And now up ahead is the tunnel or doorway where you came in. So now you're walking back through the tunnel or doorway until you come to the flight of stairs that leads to a normal waking state of consciousness. Feeling revitalized and refreshed, having only positive effects as a result of this meditation. Able to fully recall everything you experienced, using only the information that is for your benefit and the benefit of others. Coming all the way forward into your body, present time, wiggling your fingers and toes, opening your eyes when you're ready. And this is the end of the meditation. So, take a moment, continue to breathe deeply as you make sure you're all the way back. Welcome, John and Marilyn. I see you have joined us. And remember to unmute your microphone when you're sharing. And so, I think we're ready for sharing.
I would like to share something.
Yes.
Thank you, Sal, so much for the meditation. Really important. And it's my prayer and intention and wish that all of us, realize that the truth of that, of our oneness, and be able to use it in creative, constructive, beautiful ways in creating a new earth. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you for being a part of this. And John and Marilyn often host me in their home to do workshops, sometimes once or twice a year. So maybe you'll get a chance to meet them at some point. So, who else would like to share? Anna.
Hi. Thank you, Sal. It was very powerful. I was able to fully merge with my seventh density self. And it was such a blast of love and compassion inside me. I'm still shaking. It almost broken, it tore apart my heart in the physical body. It was so powerful, and the amount of love I was able to send to Earth and everyone. Thank you. It's very powerful.
Thank you for co-creating it with us. Anyone else? Oh, we have people wandering in and out of the session here.
I'd like to say something.
Peggy.
Yeah, that was a beautiful experience. Thank you so much for taking us through that. One of the most beautiful things that I saw, felt in the middle of it, I realized that I was seeing this giant yellow golden ball coming at me, and everything around me was in this deep purple. And so that in that imagery it would come to me, and then it wasn't like it would come and go. It's like this energy would come into me as if it were going through me, and then here it would come again, and just over and over, this flow of energy. And so, and obviously it wasn't into me, Peggy, but into the oneness, the flow, that universal flow coming and going. Thank you. Thank you for taking us there. Beautiful.
Wonderful, thank you. So, anyone else want to share? So there's a message in the chat window from Melina about doing this type of meditation more often, and I agree. I think we should do this. We oftentimes focus on specific problems that we're solving during our monthly meditations, And this one, we just did a little quick one on the belief in separation, but mostly it was not about healing, it was about just being aware of our unity. So I think that it's important to do both, to work on specific things that need healing and to be aware of our unity. So maybe we will alternate, or some of you may be able to get together weekly and do this. If you know my schedule, it's pretty full, so it's a little hard to do something weekly, but you can do it without me too. And then when I'm available, I can join you. So if one of you wants to start a weekly meditation and invite me to join, and I'm not super busy that week, then that would be one way to do it.
Could we get the recordings that you have? Could we go together